One. What's going on, motherfuckers? Welcome to the Crocs and Hot Pocket Show. Today is November 26, 2017, and this is episode number 46. Tonight we have the returning guest of the year, Mr. NipNops. He's a fellow podcaster, fellow streamer, a partnered streamer at that. Loves Ponin Noobs and Dark Souls, and just all around just porn with sound as we hear it. So, Mr. NipNops, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great.
Fantastic to have you back on the show.
Awesome. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be here.
Number 3 now? The third podcast we've done together?
Yeah, I did the old days, the GSN show. and then I did the episode back in, I don't know, was that June or something?
No.
Maybe it was before then. Was it before then? Or after then? I don't know.
It cannot be that long.
Maybe it was July. I don't know.
I'm trying to think of when I debuted 1v1s, because you were one of the first guests that I had on.
I want to say it was June, man.
Oh my God. That is insane.
It was the last GSM podcast as well, I believe. I think it was.
No, I remember the last
close.
guy. Yeah, I remember the last guy we had on for that podcast, and he was a fucking asshole, and I regret ending the podcast after having that guy on. No names, but if you go and look at the archives, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. But all right, we're gonna get to your sexy motherfucking ass in a hot second, guys. Really quick, if you guys want to ask a question to either me or preferably Odan, be sure to use the exclamation point question in chat. One of the mods will throw the command telling you how to enter in a command for the questions. That bot is live and taking questions. And in addition to that, if you guys want to help support the show, you are more than welcome to submit a review for the podcast on iTunes, which a lot of you guys have done so far. So thank you very much. And if you have any questions, stories to share, or any, general, I don't know, like statements, if you just want to, like, if you have nowhere to, like, declare something, like declare bankruptcy, like Michael Scott style, and you want to send me an email, Crocs@Naaackers.com is where you can send those, and just send whatever the fuck you feel like. So now at this point in the show, we usually have the starter questions, which are like hidden questions that I ask people that I have on the show, but I don't think there's really a point for you to re-answer them. However, I have 4 new questions that were actually submitted by viewers that probably could take up a good chunk of time, so I think we'll just blast through those if you're ready.
Let's do it up.
Dope. All right, so the first one, I got 4 total. If you had $100K to spend, first of all, thank you to Anunnaki, Amber's Arcade, and Salty Sam for submitting these questions on Twitter. If you had $100K to spend right now, and you only had a limited amount of time, let's say one day to spend it, what would you spend it on?
So I'd pay off all my debts. I would do that first. I would be responsible. Yeah, I'll give the adult answer first. I would probably do that. And then, God, I can only think of adult things. See, it sucks being old, folks.
Yes,
I
it does.
can only think of adult things to do with this $100,000. So yeah, I would pay off my debts first, and then I would start a couple little funds for my kids. And then let's say at that point we've got still got like 75 grand left at that point, because you could start a little college fund with like 10 grand.
Oh yeah.
And so then I would probably, I would probably plan a vacation to like Japan and Singapore.
Ooh.
Something like that. These are very specific things, but I really want to go to those 2 places.
Before all of these asshole streamers went to Japan, I have wanted to go to Japan for quite some time, and IRL has ruined it. But I also want to go to Japan very badly. More than anything, I want to sleep in one of those Fifth Element style hotel
The capsule
pods.
hotels?
Yeah, they have the jizz all over the walls. I want to stay in one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would do that, and then I would actually, I haven't wanted to. I haven't had the bug for a while, but I would probably upgrade my whole fucking setup. Gaming PC, streaming PC.
Okay.
I would probably upgrade all of that, like deck out the room, do all that stuff. But yeah.
You said college. Do you still think that college is as beneficial nowadays? Would you set up like any other sort of, instead of it being a college fund, would you also leave that open for like other ways of obtaining education fund?
Yeah, I probably would,
Okay.
because I also think by the time my oldest kid is 9, and so he's got 9 years till he's in college. So when he's in college, I think it will have changed less. Although who knows with the fuck stick running the country right now, what'll happen. But not to get political, but like that affects like how people pay for college loans, those kind of programs.
Yep.
Um, so it might be very different by the time he's 18, and then even more different by the time my daughter is, which would be like 13 years. So like, but yeah, definitely like things. It's weird because you have people who go to college, or who discount things like, becoming like an electrician or a plumber and things like that, which, those jobs are in super high demand now because nobody does anymore because everyone gets college pounded into their head so badly that they don't go and train for a vocation, and you can make so much fucking money doing that stuff. So much.
That's actually one of the main things they're pushing. Like, they are pushing technology, IT, programming, network security, but at the same time, they're also pushing trade schools, electricians, plumbers, carpenters, just general handyman stuff too, which I didn't think I would see that for a long time. But you can, if you apprentice, like electrician and plumber apprentice, you can make $40,000 to $50,000. Still under somebody else. And then if you want to take the reins and work for yourself, 80, 90, 100K doing those sorts of jobs.
Yeah, it's and I think that at some point so I'm 34 for people wondering where I'm coming from. So I'm a bit older than a lot of streamers, I think. But like when I was a kid, it was like you have to go to college and that's it. And then I think in the 80s that got pounded into everybody's head too. Even though I was really little in the 80s, but I think if you were growing up then, you just got pounded into your head that you had to go to college. So nobody came up being like, you could be an electrician. Whereas I think in the 40s and 50s and 60s, they were like, yeah, that's perfectly viable. Like, why wouldn't you want to be an electrician or a plumber or, that kind of thing. But I think you mentioned a couple jobs that they have specialty stuff for now that isn't necessarily college, which would be like IT security analysts and like networking guys. And you can go to college for some of that, but it's more about getting these certifications for that kind of thing.
Yep.
And that's super important and in super high demand again. Like, and you can make a fuckload of money coming right out. So if you get like Cisco certified, shit like that.
Oh my God. Those network security Cisco certifications, while they're hard as fuck, if you have those, you have a Willy Wonka golden ticket into a great job. And not only that, not only just having your foot in the door for that job, you now have options to go in so many different directions as far as what job you'd like to do. Yeah. Because I have so many parents of kids at the schools that I work at that say, hey, what career, my son wants to go into IT. I'm like, cool. You just narrowed it down to about, I don't know, 30,000 different jobs that you can get into. Does he want to program? Okay, if he wants to program, does he want to do web or does he want to do back end, software development? Programming also comes in the forms of ethical hacking or network security. So there's so many different ways that you can go into past technology.
Also, I majored in English and went to grad school for English for a year. And then dropped out of grad school and then went into IT, and that's been my profession ever since. And now I'm making a pretty darn good living at a software company. So it's like, and that just came from being on, your level 1 help desk stuff for a long time and then slowly moving up. So like IT is not a bad field to get into. If you can deal with people and deal with the grind of the initial jobs that you're going to do, then you can get something out of it at the end. So
now, did you go to school for anything IT related, or you just learned everything on the job?
I started building my own PCs in the early 2000s. Like when I went to college, I built my first PC that was like my PC for college. And so Then I got eventually into PC gaming, and just through doing that, I was like, I can't always ask I had a roommate who was a comp sci major, and then I had another roommate who also did like something. It wasn't engineering, but it was something with computers at school. And so I was like, well, I can't keep bothering them to help fix every hardware problem I have. So I started to just learn how to build it myself. And then also when I started to do that, I was like, oh, now I can just upgrade my graphics card, things like that. Like these, things that I think anyone can do these days, but were a big scary thing in like 2002.
Yep.
So yeah, so it was really helpful to get just that experience, and that was basically the experience that got me my first job. Was just being like, hey, I've worked on PCs before.
Okay.
So
if most of my audience knows this, but for anyone that's coming in from your channel, I pretty much did the same thing that you did. I went to not grad school. I went to community college for 3 years doing graphic design, and then at the start of my 4th year, realized, holy shit, this is not what I want to do. And I got a job at Best Buy, which was like my first kind of dipping my feet in the water of technology. Like,
I know a lot of people who started with Geek Squad or just doing stuff at Best Buy.
Yep. I was in computer sales, which even though when you think of a Best Buy computer salesman, you think of every marketing sales tactic in the book to try and get you to buy a computer. I was the guy that was spending 20 to 30 minutes with one customer trying to figure out which computer they could build, for the most money. And so I was not a great salesman. But that's actually where I got most of my knowledge, starting working with peripherals. And then like anytime there was downtime, I would go hang out at the Geek Squad just to see what they were doing, how they were doing things, what software they were using. And then I ended up getting my foot in the door. And I've been at my job for 6 years now, and again making
awesome.
a great living. So I can't stress the not college route enough.
Yeah. And it's not going to be for everybody either.
No,
like you're going to get there. Some of you are going to get there if you're not in college already. Like if you're a younger viewer, you're going to get there and you're going to realize, I don't know if this is for me, because it isn't for everybody.
Yep.
Though I will say, and I've said this to my viewers and people in my community have asked too, I would not trade the social side of going to school like I did for anything, though.
Sure.
That experience was amazing, even though I'm not using my degree really at all. But just having my degree did help. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, just having my degree, my first IT job, they were like, oh, he's graduated college with a degree. Like, this is a huge plus.
Yeah, has some work ethic.
Yeah. So.
And that's to be honest, that's one thing that I think about all the time is like, man, if I would have went to college, I could have had all these cool experiences. And then, but knowing me and my brain, I probably would have came out the other end with like a couple less teeth and a couple extra STDs. So I feel like I would have gotten in more trouble if I had went and dormed. I really wish I would have like been able to kind of know if that was something I wanted to do. But at the same time, are those social experiences worth $50,000 in student loan?
That's another thing I was preface. I came in with no debt due to some came out with no debt due to some personal circumstances. So like I had no debt, so I could kind of, go in without any guilt. Whereas, like my girlfriend is still paying off like, thousands and thousands of dollars in loans, and it's a pain in the ass too. Like the system for those loans sucks and all that stuff. So.
Oh my God. I remember when Weenie first moved in, we were like going over each other's budgets and just working out house shit and everything. And I was looking at how much she was paying a month for student loans, and I was appalled. Yeah, my Lord.
It's rough. It's no good. It's no good. That's why I said earlier when I was talking about the college funds, I was like, who knows how student loans will work? Because hopefully someone will come along and reform the shit out of that at some point. But we'll see.
Like, how like our grandparents get calls from like other countries saying that their computer's been hacked and they need to fix it? Yes. That to them is what student loan forgiveness telemarketers are to us. There's so many times I'm like, you can forgive my student loans. How much? How fucking much? What child do you need? I'll do it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So
Next question. What are you this might be a deep question, and this is something we can probably get into a little bit later as well. What is your current feeling on the state of Twitch as it stands right now? Now, this can be you anecdotally, or this can be like you looking at the grand scheme of things.
So I think that for the casual viewer and the person who just wants to stream for fun, I think it's perfectly fine. I think it's pretty great, and building a community on here is still possible. Although I do also feel that the same thing that happened to YouTube has indeed happened to Twitch. So I started out on YouTube. For those that don't know, I started making YouTube videos in 2010, and was making Call of Duty videos back when that was the thing that you did. You made Call of Duty videos, and that's that's like how you built a channel back then.
Yep.
Then that became Minecraft eventually, not for me, but like just in the evolution of gaming YouTube. So eventually there just became so many people doing Call of Duty videos because the barrier to entry was so low. Whereas you record a gameplay and talk over it, and those gameplays were a nice length of 5 to 10 minutes because it's Call of Duty, and you could, very little editing involved. You just throw a vocal over it, and that was it. And eventually everyone could do that because the price of capturing stuff went way down. And then it became very, very saturated. And now gaming YouTube, and well, actually YouTube in general, but specifically gaming YouTube, became so saturated that it was just impossible to do it anymore. And for me, who did it as a hobby but was also making money off it, the monetary gain per hour of YouTube is like so minuscule that it's ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
And I think though that Twitch has hit sort of that saturation point to where everyone can stream now, because the barrier of entry to streaming, whether it be on consoles, Xbox or PS4, are like pretty solid to just plug in and go. You can just kind of do it. Phones, yeah.
Have a phone, you can stream.
Yeah. And so I think the barrier to entry, and then the categories that they've added, which I think, for instance, I think IRL, like, although it's been maligned in some ways, I think adding IRL was perfect. And it was something they should have done a long time ago, because it was a thing where streamers were doing a lot of this anyway. And like, but you didn't have a thing to put in where I'm just going to talk to chat for a while or something.
Right.
Like, so with that becoming a thing, and there's, I think it's a good platform for that. And even if you stop by fitness channels and stuff like that, they have communities that are just as wacky and crazy as a lot of like the gaming ones. And it's cool. It's cool that that's a thing. And I think that Twitch is not, like, Twitch has still not handled a lot of things that they should handle. For instance, discoverability on this website is still like
super difficult,
so bad that it's just horrific. Like, discovering a new streamer is very hard to do unless like your whole Twitter feed is like tweeting someone out.
Right.
Like,
And if you need browser extensions in order to organize your discover, tab, something's fucked.
Yeah. It's and like, though hosting is great and things like that, it has only mucked up like those tabs in the way that things are found. And I'm a person too who never looks at the front page of Twitch ever. Like, I always just load into my page.
Yep.
Or like my following page. So there's no incentive for me to go to the front. And it's like, to me, if I do go to the front, for instance, I have a Roku on my TV in my bedroom, and the Roku Twitch app is like they're actually done updating it. They're not going to update anymore. And I think that I have no inside connections on this, but I think what's going to happen is that, because Roku is a pretty big platform. If you guys don't know what Roku is, they're little streaming boxes, just like your Apple TVs and your Amazon Fire Sticks. But they're pretty popular, and they were actually one of the first ones to do it well. And the Twitch app the other day, this is like 3 weeks ago, I load in and it's like, this app is no longer going to be updated for Roku. So they're no longer updating the Roku app. And I think it's just going to be folded into Amazon Prime.
Oh.
I think that what I mean by that when I say eventually, I mean like probably 2+ years down the road before that's
Okay.
a thing. But I think that they're going to start just being like, go to the Amazon Twitch app. Like that's where you're going to get it.
Right.
And I don't know. I think when that happens, you might see some of the community breaking down and some of the cool things about Twitch. So that's my one big fear right now is that the Amazon acquisition of them will break down what made Twitch special and what makes it a lot of fun in most cases. But I don't know. I think the state of it in general is pretty good. And I think for casual viewers and casual streamers, it's just fine. But I think if you're trying to make it on here now, good fucking luck.
Right. Yeah. The
Like,
things that you need to do and the luck that you need to line up in order to make a career out of this now, be ready for the fucking long haul because it's going to be a long
even 18
road.
months ago, it was exponentially easier. 18 months ago.
That really?
So, yeah, I would say it was exponentially easier to make it even 18 months ago. But I think if you're talking, for instance, when did I start streaming on Twitch? Like 2012, I think. I started streaming on Twitch or 2011 maybe. I was one of the first beta users on the site when Justin TV was still around.
Okay.
And at one point during some of my early streams, which run like 480p or some shit, yeah, dude, that's all my AMD could crank out at the time.
Jesus.
Yeah. So like that's all I could handle. This was in like 2011, man. And didn't have a capture card or any of that shit. I had like 450 viewers for Jamestown, which is like a shoot 'em up game.
Holy shit.
Like I didn't get partnered until 2013. So like, and that was after like I was sort of onboarded in an attempt to see what would happen if they partnered smaller channels.
Got it.
So it was kind of like, hey, can smaller channels work? And then yes, they could. So then, and now we have affiliates, which is awesome. Props to Twitch for that. But like, yeah, so I had like 450 viewers because there were so few people streaming that it was like, and front page was based on viewership. So I think I just hit front page at that point, and then like, you know what I mean? So like now it's like you got to get a slot on there, and you got to get, it's I don't know. I think if you're trying to make it, this may not be the thing to do unless you know some people and that's like something that you have budgeted out in your life. Like,
right.
I think it's cool that people try to do it. Like I see people on my Twitter feed who are like in high school or something like that, and they're following me just because I had like hashtag Twitch in a tweet or something, and they're streaming and they're getting like some like little sponsorships or getting like 20 30 viewers or something like that, and they genuinely like, and they've been doing it though for like a year and a half, and they're trying to build it up, and I'm like, that's cool that you are enjoying doing this, and the experience of building a community is actually really good.
Like, absolutely
good skill to have, and something that you've dealt with for just life and other jobs you might get in the future. But if they're banking on this blowing up past that 30, 40 viewer mark, it's probably not going to happen these days. Like it takes an immense amount of luck. Whereas I don't think it took as much luck before. Like when I first started on YouTube, I got up to 1,000+ views per video pretty quickly. And back then that was pretty good. Like that was
absolutely. Yeah.
So now that's like nothing, but back then it was pretty good. So I think that for someone trying to make it, Twitch is maybe not great, and I don't think they have the tools to help people that much. But if you don't really care and you're just doing this for fun and you're enjoying it, then this is perfectly fine. And I don't think the community, I see a lot of people tweet and like complain that the community of Twitch, which is what has made it special, like, Twitch chat jokes and like shit like that. Right. That stuff has not gone away, and I don't think it's going to go away. So
Regarding YouTube, isn't it now that you have to get to 1,000 views in order to be eligible for monetization?
So no, not to be eligible for monetization, just to be eligible to have your video reviewed in case it gets like demonetized or something.
Oh,
Like
okay.
they won't even look at it if it's under 1,000 views, which is fine because 1,000 views is like 10 cents or something.
Right,
It's,
some chump change.
yeah, it's not. YouTube is a fucking mess. Let me just tell you that. Like,
Oh my god.
I
yeah.
only post my podcast on there now, and that's my only experience with YouTube these days, and even that is a shitty experience. Just
right.
posting one video a week that I just upload with like no effort, because I just cut it from Twitch.
Same.
Even that experience is shitty.
Yep.
So like YouTube's kind of a mess.
I wouldn't if there was a way for podcasting to be built into every device, like if every device had a built-in podcast app that automatically tied into Google, Amazon, fucking iTunes, then I would just push the audio version. Like I wouldn't even worry about YouTube.
Yeah.
But the Twitch,
yeah, like if YouTube had an audio feed only kind of thing for podcasts, like I wouldn't upload the video.
Yeah,
like
it.
So.
And but my only issue is that the Twitch video player, especially for VODs and past broadcasts, leaves so much to be desired. Like the whole experience of watching a video on YouTube is way better than watching a past video on Twitch. Like
yes,
I never watch past VODs on Twitch ever.
Yeah, the VOD system's garbage.
And
on Twitch.
uploads is not great. Collections is completely broken.
Yeah, it's completely broken.
That shit,
I still try to put stuff in collections, but I'm like, man, it hardly ever works for me on my own videos. Like, so
yeah, don't bother trying to put that shit in order with their drag and drop system. It's like no fucking way.
But I will say, Hazard, who's my podcasting partner, shout outs to James. He just brought up one of the big problems with YouTube now, is that they can't do this on Twitch because Twitch is live, but they will demonetize videos because they say it's not suitable for advertisers. So for instance, I uploaded a podcast literally, so I uploaded 2 in a row. So we did a Halloween one and we called it the Halloween Spooktacular. There's a million shows called the Spooktacular around Halloween. It got demonetized because the word spook is in it.
No.
And so I was like, fuck you, I'm putting it up for review anyway, and they remonetized it.
Okay.
But it's just like, and then we have one that was called, we titled the podcast Shout Outs to the Chinese, because it was just a joke I said during the show. Like there's nothing ill about just saying shout outs to the Chinese. Demonetized because it said Chinese in the title, I think, because it was just like
fuck.
Also, my most popular video ever, the gay surfertage.
Yeah.
I had to change the name to the surfertage because they wouldn't monetize it anymore.
Our videos need a safe place. Oh my god.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
I specifically just upload to YouTube so that there is an easy way for people to watch the podcast after the fact. They get no views whatsoever.
Yeah. Mine get like 30 views. Like I don't care. I'm not making any money off it. It's more the principle. It's just like, come on, you cannot have an algorithm. And if I was a big YouTuber, I don't know how a lot of them are mad, but I don't know how they're just not livid because it's so shitty. You couldn't make a single video, it appears anyway, that has any sort of name of anyone from any country. Because it's going to get demonetized.
Don't mention gender, race, ethnicity, spirituality. Don't mention any countries. It's like, what the fuck can we put in the title?
Yeah. I just couldn't believe the Spooktacular one. I was like, yes, I know the connotations of the word spook in certain contexts.
Yep.
But there's so many, like, you could find cartoons where it's just like, it's the Halloween Spooktacular episode.
Right.
There's nothing.
Did you know?
Monetized it.
Did you know that they actually used that word in the first Back to the Future?
Really?
In the scene where Marty gets locked in the trunk, and then all of the Biff and his buddies roll up to the limousine, and then all the jazz players get out. Go rewatch that scene, and that word is said very prominently. But a lot of people don't know that word
Well,
was
that's what I
used in a
meant. I
negative
was like,
light.
is this the 70s or the 60s? Like,
Yep.
or even earlier? Like, no one uses that word.
Right.
Yeah, no, yeah. In chat, yeah, I thought that word was referring to spies. Yeah, they'll call, like they would call Mulder and Scully spooks on X-Files all the time.
Yep.
So, but yeah, YouTube's kind of a mess. Twitch is doing all right.
What do you think what's the next thing to happen? Are we going to see a segregation of 80% of the IRL that is certain types of certain genders streaming, and then all of the amazing creative sides of IRL getting their own pocket, like the fitness, the cooking, the artists, the music, all of which categories I fucking love in IRL? Do you see the out and about in the real world IRL breaking off into its own category? And then
I think so. So. If you're talking about like people who stream like out and about more enough, I feel like that will be named something else at some point. Either that or they will name the other stuff. Because like all the fitness YouTubers are under IRL, and it would make sense to me at some point to just have a fitness category.
Right. Fitness.
Yeah.
Spin this whole pizza in my mouth.
Yeah. So
I would love to see my stance on the out and about IRL streamers. I think the people who genuinely make a craft, out of exploring and making things interesting, more power to you. But for the majority I see in IRL streaming, it's people making society a living hell for every other person in their general vicinity.
It's like those prank videos and shit that got real popular. It's like that, but it's going to be live because it's but yeah, that stuff needs to either be regulated or curbed, or there needs to be something about it, because you could do, and I haven't seen this at all, but it would be so super cool to see like an urban explorer live stream, like like going up on top of like tall buildings and shit. Yeah, that's super dangerous, but that would also be a really cool stream.
Right.
Whereas, and you're not putting anyone else in danger except for yourself in those contexts. But
Self-harm!
I mean, yeah, but that's god damn it. So yeah, it makes sense to make new categories, I think, and I think they will eventually, because IRL just encompasses too much right now, I think.
Right. And we have all of these people exploring, land. Where's the fucking submarine IRL streams? People exploring underwater. Was it like water is like 70% of our fucking Earth or something? Where's the underwater streams, man? Scuba diving
hop
titties.
On it. Yeah, come on.
I want to see live torpedo submarine battles underwater is what I want to see. All right. Second to last question. What was your first online multiplayer experience, and what was it like?
So first online multiplayer experience. I'm trying to think here. Oh man. So way back in the day when I was like 10, I played Doom 2 online, or like on like a LAN experience with Doom 2. And I did the same thing with Duke Nukem 3D when I was in high school. So that was the first kind of thing like that. I think the real first online multiplayer experience I had was probably like Diablo 1. Like Diablo 1 or Diablo 2, and then StarCraft. So like
StarCraft.
Yeah. So but yeah, that's about the earliest one. The first thing I got super into was Counter-Strike.
Okay.
And then World of Warcraft after that.
Do you remember the first multiplayer experience you had that VoIP was involved?
Counter-Strike, for sure.
Counter-Strike? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like StarCraft, we were in the same games together, but it was all chat because you had 56K.
Yeah,
so
right.
Nobody was using VoIP. Yeah. So.
God, them modem days.
Yeah.
All right. Last question. If you had to pick one moment in your life that defined who you are today, what moment would it be?
Gosh, man. Probably that defines who I am today. Probably when I stopped drinking 2 years ago. So I've been sober for 2 years now.
Congrats on that, sir.
Yeah, had some real problems with alcohol. So 2 years sober. So probably that that is probably as I am today. That's probably the biggest thing.
All right, I fucking like it. All right, well, thank you again to Anunnaki, Amber's Arcade, and Salty Sam for those awesome questions. We're actually going to be adding those to the 1v1 questions roster. So those questions are here to stay.
Those are good ones.
Indeed, they are. All right, well, first and foremost, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking a lime La Croix.
La Croix. Yeah, okay. We have beef now, sir. Because those essenced flavored waters, they're not great. What? You need to get some real fucking flavored water. I don't
Listen,
like those
dude.
at all.
Listen, dude. It's $7.50 at Costco for 24 of these. Okay, I'm gonna get the La Croix. Super cheap.
Okay, what about the
Super
Pellegrino flavored waters? Do you like those?
I like pretty. So you know what are really good is the fucking Target brand ones. I forget what Target's brand is even called, but the Target brand flavored waters are really good. Dasani ones are really good too, and those are both much cheaper in grocery stores.
I can't drink Dasani water.
Then like La Croix in like a grocery store is expensive as shit. It's like $6 for 8, which is like great. Yeah.
Okay.
Here anyway, but yeah, we can get it for like $7.50 for 24. Costco,
okay, so that's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
These glass bottles, which are 25 fluid ounces, I think these are $1.50 a piece at Kroger.
Well, that's not bad.
And then they've got the cans of the flavored sparkling water that are fucking. They have a whole bunch of different flavors. I remember we were like, hey, okay, me and Weenie had been buying the Pellegrino ones for a while, and then we saw the La Croix ones over to the right, and we said, ooh, hey, these are like less calories, less sugar. You know, let's check these out. And she took one sip and said, absolutely fucking not. These are disgusting. And we couldn't figure out what the issue was. And then she looked at the
I've
glass
heard a lot of
or the
people.
can.
La Croix is like real. It creates a lot of division from what I've seen. In that some people are like, yeah, this is good and I like it, and then other people are just like, I cannot drink it. So like, and they'll like other stuff, but like something about La Croix does it. But yeah, Target brand ones.
Okay.
Pretty good, and they have good flavors too.
It smells like it's gonna taste like cake, and then you drink it, and it's essenced flavor, and it's not flavored correctly. It needs more.
We just drink it because we don't want to drink pop as much, like actual soda.
Yep.
And so we just want that carbonation, so without all that sugar.
Yep, and we're the same way. Although we've been drinking a shit ton of pop, I've fallen so far.
I had a
off
bunch
the
of pop
fitness.
this weekend.
Oh my god,
it was bad.
We're failing, Dan. I don't know what to do.
I know. It was my first Coke in like 3 or 4 weeks, and then I had Coke 3 days in a row.
Oh yeah, dude. Once you fucking break that barrier, it's game over.
Yeah, it's no good.
Well, shit. Outside of your fancy essenced water, what else? What else has been going on?
Oh, not much, man. Just been working. I bought a new car this summer.
Oh, what'd you get?
So I got a Ford Escape 2017. Nice. So it's got all the bells and whistles on it, and yeah, I really like it. It's a nice, comfortable commute. So I didn't need a car. I didn't have a car for 3 years. So then I
really
got one. Yeah. So so I was like, I just needed the bus to get to work, so I didn't really need a car.
Got it. Did we talk about you getting a Ford Escape? Because what we talked about,
we did. We talked about that. Yeah, we talked about that in your chat one day, I think, or in Discord or something.
Yep. Okay.
But yeah, but that's about it. I've just been working, switched jobs back in August as well. So, but the job's going really well. So, much smaller company than I was at. So,
I think we talked about a little bit about that as well. Or actually, wait, no, you probably hadn't started that since the last time we had been on a podcast.
No, I started in August. So yeah, so I'm in a much smaller company, software company, and like there's like 5 people in my office. So it's like super nice because I was in a company that had like 8,000 employees before. So
oh my god, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, so it was a little different.
That Active Directory, though.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
No thanks. All right, well, as far as like non-gaming stuff, what's been up your alley lately?
So I've been we watched like every Netflix series that comes out, or we try to. So like we've just been like, we're gonna run out of TV, and then we can never run out of TV. So I saw Thor Ragnarok a couple weeks ago, and that came out. Fucking awesome. Go see Thor Ragnarok. It's so much fucking fun. Probably the most fun of all the superhero movies that have come out recently. Might be the best one as well. It's real good.
That good?
Real good. Yeah. It's
Okay.
real good. Real good. Bunch of comedy in it. It's a different director than any of the other ones. And it's super fucking good. Thor Ragnarok. It was 2.5 hours. Did not feel like it. Felt like it was over super quick because it was just like so fun.
Doctor Strange is actually one of my all-time favorites.
Super good.
Yeah.
I like Doctor Strange a lot too. The only Marvel film I haven't seen, we talked about this a bunch last time, but the only one I haven't seen is Spider-Man Homecoming. So I just haven't seen it yet. So
still haven't seen that either.
But I've seen all the other ones. We set out on like a quest to watch them all in a row, my girlfriend and I. So
nice.
So we are down to only Spider-Man Homecoming that we haven't seen. So saw that, great movie. I've been watching The Punisher on Netflix.
I need to watch that still.
It's really good. Really good. I don't know if it's my favorite yet because I haven't finished it, but it's really, really good. I don't even want to say anything else about it because it's brand new. So
do you, on your podcast, because anytime I see a title of a TV show or a movie in your podcast or like the descriptions, I don't listen to it just because I'm afraid of spoilers and stuff. Do you talk about the shows or movies?
Yes, we do, but we will say spoilers if we're gonna put spoilers. We will say spoilers, and you can like, fast forward or do whatever you got to do. Listen. But if it's like for instance, Punisher and Thor Ragnarok, like this past week, I was like, yeah, I started the Punisher, and that was about all we said because I just started it and it just came out. Okay. But for instance, if you haven't seen like Daredevil season 2, but that came out like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago now.
Okay.
So like we have definitely spoiled the shit out of that, and like some of the Marvel movies we spoil because it's like, Captain America's been out for 8 years or something.
Yeah, right.
So like, yeah,
that's crazy to think about that it's been out that long.
So we'll spoil stuff like that, and we will just say spoilers. Skip ahead. I'm trying to think. We had something a few weeks ago where we spoiled it, but I forget what it was. Like I think, and when we talked about like Rogue One, that had been out for like a while at that point, but we definitely prefaced it with, if you haven't seen Rogue One, probably going to want to skip this portion of the podcast.
There's a pretty sizable portion of me that wishes that I had a part of or a different podcast relating to just talking about movies and TV shows and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm still so terrified at spoiling something for someone. Mm-hmm. You can put as many spoiler tags anywhere over the video. There's still that like chance that somebody might get something spoiled for them.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
That scares me. And ever since accidentally spoiling a part of an ending of BioShock Infinite for a viewer, I like never forgave myself. Even though the part that I revealed, she admitted that it wasn't even that big of a spoiler for her in the end anyways. But because like these podcasts are really the only time that I get to sit and talk with friends for an extended period of time.
Right.
Everything else is just like a couple messages and here and there in Discord, 5-minute phone call, a couple texts here and there. So when I'm sitting with people and having conversations with friends that I thoroughly enjoy talking with, those are things that I want to talk about because I'm passionate about those things. But it's like, it's such like a gray area that I want to get into, but at the same time I don't.
Yeah. Like we have what was it? We spoiled Iron Fist, but it was so bad that we didn't care. Like that was another that we were just like, this show is so
told me
shit.
about that movie.
Show is so shit.
Yeah.
We like,
wait. Steven Seagal show?
No, this is Iron Fist, the Netflix series.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So bad.
That bad?
So bad.
What's the terrible Steven Seagal movie that you told me I needed to watch?
Oh God. We've done several episodes on Steven Seagal movies.
Okay.
So like we've done The Asian Connection, which is undoubtedly one of the worst movies ever made.
Okay.
We did oh fuck, James is in the chat. What other ones have we done? We have an episode called Steven Seagal Squashes a 7-year-old girl. So if you and
What?
that movie, I forget what the name of that. No, that movie's A Good Man. That's the name of that one. That
Okay.
one is actually so bad that it's hilarious. Whereas Asian Connection is so bad that it's nearly unwatchable.
Okay.
That one, like it's just so shit. Yeah, we watched A Good Man, and then we watched the sequel to A Good Man, which I'm also blanking on the name of. But holy shit, yeah, that's the Ballad of Johnny Crabclaws.
Okay.
That's the episode of Sniper Special Ops. No, we didn't watch that one. We wanted to.
Is that a
We
sequel
wanted
to
to.
the?
No, that's just
the-
another. If you go on Netflix and just search Steven Seagal, he just cranks them out, and it's with the same director for all
I
of them.
actually don't have Netflix.
So,
And it's something I want to jump onto soon. I just haven't had a reason to.
oh man, it's so good. So good.
One thing that I think somebody from your channel asked last time that I forgot to ask you was something about a Rambo video game.
Oh god. Oh god, don't play that.
Okay.
Don't play that.
I think somebody from your channel just asked me to ask you about it on a podcast.
Boy, it's the Rambo the video game is a game I played when I was back in KB Mod, and I don't know if it's the worst game I've ever played, but it's real close. It's really close. It's an on-rails shooter. So like you can't control your character at all. You just shoot and look around. But
Oh
like
my
the
lord.
game moves you through. So yeah. We watched A Good Man, and then what was the sequel? Absolution, I think, was the sequel that we watched.
Okay.
Was the video, but Rambo the video game is really bad.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, Netflix though has like we talked about Stranger Things, the second season of Stranger Things. That was another one of like, but we danced around every spoiler we could in that discussion because it had just come out and a lot of people watch Stranger Things. So
Yep.
But yeah, you should get Netflix. There's a lot of good stuff on Netflix.
I want
Tons of
to.
good stuff.
And me and the girlfriend spend a lot of time watching stuff. Just sitting on the couch and watching stuff. Most of the time, it's YouTube fail compilations because those are our favorite. But I've been wanting to watch Stranger Things, but I'm boycotting watching that until she gets caught up on Mr. Robot because that's like one of my all-time favorite shows.
Yeah, we try to just like pace ourselves with one series at a time because like it's just hard because there's Mindhunter, and then Stranger Things, and then Punisher, and then it's just, and Defenders was before all that, and so it's just like one series after another. And then we got addicted to the British Baking Show for a while, and then which you should fucking watch because it's so good.
All right, is it called the
Great British Baking Show? Yes, it's fucking amazing.
Okay,
if you have a PBS app on anything you own, you'll be able to watch it if you have cable.
Okay,
but yeah. So it's fucking so good. It's the best. Yeah, Force of Execution. That's the movie. So it's a Steven Seagal movie. It has Ving Rhames and fucking Danny Trejo in it. It is so bad, but it's hilarious.
Danny Trejo, by the way, who is 100% American.
Yeah.
And not a Mexican or a Latin American of any sort. Which when I found that out, I was very surprised.
But yeah. Ballad of Force of Execution, aka the Ballad of Johnny Crabclaws. Watch it. It's so terrible, but it's not unwatchable terrible. It's just funny.
Do all Netflix series release all at once?
Yes.
That's insane.
It's awesome.
That's crazy. Okay.
Like there's people in my Discord who all wake up in the morning after a series releases and they'll be like, just finished Stranger Things 2. They were up for like 10 hours.
Oh my god! How can you do that? I can't do that.
I can't.
There's no way. No fucking way. All right. As far as gaming, what have you been gaming?
So I finished up Wolfenstein 2 as far as new stuff. The new Colossus, A+ game of the year, fucking super good. It's incredible. Get it. The portrayal of Hitler in that game, hilarious.
Okay.
I won't say any more. You need to play it. You'll know that part when you come to it.
All right.
It's actually, my only complaint about the game is that it was like 4 hours shorter than the New Order. So it was like 9 hours or so to finish it. But it was like, I did not feel like I had wasted my $60 at all. Like, it was totally worth it. It was so good. Yeah, Machine Games, you have hit a gold mine with your reboot of Wolfenstein. Keep it up. It's fucking real good.
Like performance wise, graphics, everything held up pretty well.
Runs perfect. Yeah, for me anyway. It ran smoothly and everything, but crashed very often. So it was a Bethesda game, basically.
Fair enough.
But it would crash like on. I think some of those have been patched out, but it was crashing on all tabs. It was crashing on sometimes loading into scenes. The loading thing may have been my hard drive dying. I just had to get a new hard drive, so it might have been kind of on its way out and then crashing it. But yeah, I heard from other people they were having crashes too. But as far as performance, like when the game was in, and it was fine. It never crashed during gameplay either. It was always like other stuff. So
I always, you know what? I'll probably take a little crashing here and there over a bombardment of microtransactions and loot crates.
Yeah, I don't think there's any of that in that game, actually. You can buy DLC. Like
good old-fashioned fucking video game.
Yeah, but it's a pretty complete experience. It's got some of the most batshit insane just video games moments I've ever seen. It's like it's fucking crazy. You don't need to have played the New Order to play the new Colossus. Although I would recommend it. You're not going to know who some of the characters are, but like that's not going to hinder your experience at all. But it will be more fun if you know. Like they make you make the big choice from the first game in the beginning of the second game, which is kind of funny.
Okay.
So just in case you picked one character and not the other, or you prefer one character and not the other. Also, I played Life is Strange Before the Storm, the prequel to Life is Strange that came out, different developers, but the first episode was kind of garbage. I
did hear that.
The second episode, real strong, real good.
Is it only those two that are out right now?
Yes, the third one comes out in December, I believe.
Got it.
And that's it. That's the whole thing. It's 3 episodes.
Okay.
Because it's just supposed to be like a little prequel. And I've also been streaming the Dark Souls randomizer Use What You See challenge. So basically in Dark Souls, if you don't know, if you never played Dark Souls or a Souls game, all the loot in the game is predetermined. So like, and it's always the same every time. So if you were like, I want to go for the samurai sword in the second area, and that's going to be what I play the game with, you can just go get that. It's going to be in the same place every time.
Okay.
You play the game. So like, if you see a loot, like a treasure chest or something in Dark Souls, and you've played through the game, the same thing is going to be in it when you play again. The loot is not random; it's all set for the whole game. And so that makes it like not easy, but like on a second playthrough, you can be like, "Oh, I'm going to go for this weapon, and I know it's really powerful, and so we're just going to get that, and then we'll kind of run through the rest of the game." But what the randomizer mod does is takes and shuffles the loot table for the whole game.
Oh, damn.
So you can have it set on different difficulties, so it'll put more desirable items like further in. You can also set the randomizer so that it will randomize the keys in the game, which are normally in set spots. So you could be left not being able to get into certain side areas until like the end of the game. And you can also set it so there's an item in there is no fast travel in Dark Souls until you get an item.
Okay.
And the item is called the Lord Vessel. You can set it so that the Lord Vessel is not given to you at the predetermined point in the game, but that it's just lootable somewhere in the game. So you could possibly have to just
play the whole game without it.
Yeah. Like I've seen some people not get the Lord Vessel until right before the last boss. So it's like there's not even a point to it at that point. But so you do that. So you do the randomizer, which already makes the game slightly harder. And then you make it so that if you see a lootable item, you have to loot it. And then also you have to use it. if it's a usable item.
Oh my God. Are you trying to
So-
give yourself a brain aneurysm, Dan?
So
Oh,
hey
Dan.
man, I'm like halfway through the game. It's taken me like 15 hours to get halfway through the game. I would have beaten the game by now pretty easily, like with a normal run. But it's like I've beaten the game in like 8 or 9 hours before, but it's like
That's short?
yeah. Once you know where everything is in Dark Souls, you can kind of play.
Is this one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. It's a smaller game than 2 or 3 as well. 2 is a very, very large game.
Got
For
it.
those
All
who
right.
don't know. Dark Souls 2 is definitely the largest of the games. But yeah, it makes it really hard. Like at one point I was so heavy that we couldn't even roll or dodge, and we were just walking slowly. So it took us like 15 minutes just to like walk around to certain areas instead of just you couldn't run. Like we couldn't run because we were so fat.
How can you
So-
boss battle if you're over encumbered?
You can't. We had to just go find more loot so we could get lower. Like it took me like 8 hours to kill the gargoyles, which are the second boss in the game, because
Okay.
we just did not have a setup that could handle them. So I had to like go around to different areas that were, because there's a lot of areas in Dark Souls that are accessible at the beginning,
Okay.
and so I had to just go into areas and just run for loot and try to get a setup where I knew I could kill gargoyles with it. And it just happened to take us like 9 hours to do it. It took like 3 streams to
This
beat,
sounds
like, the second
terrible,
boss.
Dan. This is not
It's
appealing.
awesome. It's so fun.
Fair enough. I actually just bought all of the Life is Strange. I think the first season was
It's good, dude.
$6.
Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It's good.
No, I don't think I've ever had a single person tell me that the Life is Strange is bad.
I used to shit on that before I played it so much, and then I played it, and it was awesome.
Okay.
I will say,
watched a couple
I
people
won't
play
be
it.
surprised. I won't be surprised if you just hate Chloe a lot. And she's
There's
like one of
Probably a good chance.
she's just a huge piece of shit. But other than that, I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, anything else as far as your life that's going on?
Not really, man. I'm gearing up to start up Persona 5, and that's starting up that this week. That undertaking, game's like 100 hours long. But so gearing up anime for the holidays, and then I'm looking forward to Monster Hunter World. Man, that's looking good.
That game looks pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, it does. I've never played a Monster Hunter, but
no, I have some guy that I used to watch fairly often, Blue Penguin. He played Monster Hunter on the DS, and that's like what he strained for a long time. I'm like, man, if they made this kind of game for a modern day console, I would play the shit out of that.
Yeah.
What do you know?
Yeah. So it is coming to PC if you only play on PC, but it's going to come to PC like several months probably after the
That's
PS4
fine.
version.
I will wait.
Yeah, PS4 open beta in December. I'm excited. Check it out.
Watching that gave me some like temperamental flashbacks of playing Phantasy Star Online, which is like one of the most memorable gaming memories for me. Most memorable memories. That was a terrible sentence.
It's always MMOs, man. MMOs do it for some reason.
I just remember being, and this wasn't even, I think when I played Phantasy Star, I don't know the extent of the online connectivity, but we played on an Xbox, an Xbox, not the Dreamcast. And it was just me and 3 other buddies on a split screen TV. And I remember playing as a guy who I was ranged, so I had pistols and rifles, and we would just, if I was to pick something to compare it to, I compared it to raids. It was like you launched into an instance and then you played through that cave or that level, you collected loot, and it was not balanced. Whoever grabbed whatever dropped, it belonged to them, and that was the end of it. But that game was so much goddamn fun. And I remember looking into it. I think that game is actually banned in the United States. Like, you can't play that game online in the United States.
Right.
I think you have to play off servers from another country or stuff. But that game was so much goddamn fun. And so when I saw that a Monster Hunter game was coming out for modern day hardware, I was like, oh, this looks like something that I might really fucking enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited for that for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna get it for PS4 just because I have one. So I'm just gonna get it. It comes out in January.
Okay.
The full game. So it looks like they've made it, like, again, I've never played a Monster Hunter, but it looks like they've taken a lot of the sort of kind of like World of Warcraft, a lot of the grindy and bad quality of life stuff has been upgraded and changed so that it's just a more fun game to play.
Okay.
Less just banging your head against a wall. So should be good. I'm excited.
Same. Moving right along to the gaming news and discussion, talking points part of the show. So the first thing is, this is more of a just so you know chat, but Twitch is currently running a holiday sale on games, bits, and merch. So if you had not had a chance to get any of those things, I think the sale goes until the end of today. So if you're listening after the fact, you probably won't get a chance to get onto any of these sale items. But if you're listening now and you want to go get yourself some bits, games, or Twitch merch, go get it now. I am the owner of many Twitch merch items. I have a hat, I have shirts, I have joggers, sunglasses. They are all fantastic quality. I can't recommend the stuff enough. The only thing that I have that's Twitch merch that isn't specific to the official launching of their store was the giant Twitch logo purple shirt that they released. Mm-hmm. That was oddly shaped, didn't fit right, and the quality of the shirt was just quite mediocre.
Huh. I was going to say that I've never bought any merch from them, but I have like merch from PAX partner like summits and shit. Mm-hmm. And like it was all real high quality and nice.
Oh yeah. I got everything from TwitchCon and everything was fantastic. Yeah. All right, well, the first thing that I wanted to get your opinion on, because we hadn't gotten a chance to talk about this other than just little murmurs here and there in Discord, regarding both stream achievements, so the new achievements that was released for the streamer dashboard, and then sub gifting, which has been more so of a method to troll as of lately, more than the gift of giving. So I just wanted to get your point on both of these features.
I think the stream achievements thing is cool. I think it gives a black and white way to see how you're doing, which is better than stats in a lot of ways. And I think that having the you're this close to an affiliate or you're this close to a partner or whatever, I think that is really cool, because it lets you know actually what you might need to like focus on or in broadcast or something. Like if you're not getting enough followers or you're getting viewers but you're not getting enough followers or something like that, you can actually see that in the achievements. And I think it's a better way to do it than the stats page, which, although the new stats page freaking fantastic and I love the stream summary, I still think for most people it's kind of a mess. And I think that the achievements give a nice black and white way to see kind of how you're doing. And also I'm guessing there's some weird hidden achievement shit in there. Like that's just some weird stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm guessing there's something in there that's hidden. I don't think it would be Twitch if there wasn't. So like, I don't even know what they could be, but
My only current gripe is the stream summary seems to take a lot longer than stats. Like it's like 15-20 minutes now when stats was available minutes. Like sometimes almost immediately after.
I'll take the better accuracy though than
true
over like, and the wait time over like instant and not at all remotely close to what was there. Also, viewer counts are still just a fucking mess on this website. Like it's never what it actually is ever.
This is true.
Yeah. So,
and then I have Muxy. The only reason I use Muxy still is because it exports stream stats to Discord.
Mm-hmm.
And like let's see, for my last stream, viewers average 14, high 23. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Chatters average 17, high 22.
Right.
How does that make sense? How is there more chatters than viewers? How is my average of chatters higher than viewers?
Yeah, see, that shouldn't be possible. The other way around, definitely, because people lurk. But like, yeah, that's weird.
I thought that was weird. So yeah, Muxy hasn't really been accurate as far as stats, and I mean, Twitch just now released the official webhook API for followers only within the past month. So I assume that the ways in which Twitch is allowing third parties to view these stats probably isn't the greatest.
Right.
And, Twitch probably doesn't want people, having direct access to all of their analytics and stuff. But the fact that Twitch's page is now doing it a little bit better makes me happy.
Yeah. As far as sub gifting, I think this is going to sound like probably what a lot of other people have said about sub gifting. I think it's cool that sub gifting exists and that's a thing that you can do. But also you should be able to turn it down and you should not be able to troll people with it. Like there needs to be some sort of option to turn that down or shit like that. Because from what I've heard, like people have gifted like people's, exes and shit subs of
that fucking sucks.
And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, why?
You finally think you've gotten out of the realm of being trolled by your ex in their chat, and all of a sudden you see them sub to you, and that can completely derail your stream if you are not
be mentally completely out of it after that. Yeah. So that needs to change. There needs to be I don't want to do this, or it is funny though to go to a stream and see like Dr. Disrespect subbing to people.
Yeah.
But it's not him clearly, but someone gifted him the sub, but it's so
Can you imagine what his sub emote menu looks like?
It's probably a tragedy.
It probably doesn't even work at this point.
Yeah. There's thousands of subs.
Weenie and I were conversing over some high quality burgers at Steak and Shake, and we were talking about like kind of fixes that could maybe make this a little bit better. And my suggestion was to only be able to gift a sub if that person is in the chat currently watching the stream. But my counterpoint to that is Twitch probably doesn't want any barrier in between a person willing to spend money and the money being spent. So when it comes to restricting people from subbing in certain ways, they probably don't want to give restrictions. They're like, oh, if you want to spend the money on somebody to sub to a channel, just go and do it. We don't care about any of the repercussions. Right. But I think that having the person be, what up, pussy? Not you, Dan. Having that person being in the chat at the time, or maybe even you have to be in that channel within the last 7 days to receive a sub. I think that would work. The suggestion that Weenie was thinking was, which a lot of people have been saying as well, is you have to accept the sub gift. You can't just gift it to anybody and have it work. But I don't see these changes happening. I just think Twitch is probably just going to leave it. I think that the trolling, I don't think the trolling sub gifting is going to go away, but I think the hot commodity of gifting large streamers to smaller streamers is probably going to fizzle out eventually.
Yeah, but also it's cool because people can just be like, hey, I want my stream to have more, like this person I watch to have more subs. So like just give people this. So I've seen that happen in streams.
Yep.
Like person being like, because people will be like, oh man, I really enjoy the stream, but I can't really sub right now. And then someone will just gift them the sub like right there. So like that's cool. That's cool that can happen. But yeah, there needs to be you can turn down this gift. Like you can refuse gifts on Steam. I don't see why you shouldn't be able to do it on Twitch.
Do you think it is in any sort dangerous because you might be having your numbers inflated a little bit because you'll get like an influx of subs and then just like Twitch Prime, if they don't renew?
So here's my thought on that is there has already been people who got banned because people trolled them by subbing on multiple accounts and canceling the subs. And people got banned because of that, because Twitch was like, well, clearly you're just inflating your sub numbers artificially.
Right.
But no, that wasn't the case. Like these people were not doing that. It was someone, going in, buying a sub, canceling the sub, and then and then they would be like, well, this is suspicious activity, so we're suspending your account. And it's like, well, I had nothing to do with this. So people could troll other people and like fuck them over completely with that. I've only heard a couple instances of that, and after I heard of it a few times, it died down. So who knows if that's the case? Um, but I do think sub gifting could be manipulated like that for sure. Like if you were like, I just really want 2 more emote slots, like
Right.
you know, you just gift, get you or get a bunch of people to throw in, and like you could do that. But do I see that happening often, if at all? Probably not, because you still got to pay for it. So like,
And right, and at that point, what's the difference between gifting a sub to 2 or 3 of your friends to hit an emote slot, or
mhm.
creating an account or two to, like, if you're just
Yeah,
doing a couple
I don't
subs,
see a problem with it. I don't see
right?
a problem with it.
You're
Like,
working the system.
yeah, yeah, you are working the system, but I don't see a problem with it in that case. You know what I mean? Like Twitch, I think that Twitch, Twitch needs to be really a lot more transparent about a lot of things. We'll get to that later. But yeah, I just don't foresee it becoming exploited like that, shall we say?
Have you seen anybody get permabanned on Twitch for? Is this what you were referring to? Talking about like the Twitch Prime
I think that might have been it.
manipulation? Okay, because I know of a
But
couple streamers that, very loyal streamers, didn't cause any ruckus on Twitch.
yeah,
All of a
exactly.
sudden, permabanned with very
Yeah.
little explanation.
Yeah. Yeah, it's no good, and they got trolled by that essentially, because it's like they had nothing to do with it, and someone just didn't like them and fucked them over, or you never know. I just think, yeah, Twitch needs to get a better handle on that kind of thing.
Right.
And not like, there's one thing to swing the ban hammer quick like that, but when you don't do it with other things that are clearly bannable, you should probably knock it off, or be a little more transparent.
Yeah, I think we are getting close to reaching the breaking point of Twitch turning a blind eye. I think it's going to start getting to the point where enough people are going to be causing a ruckus, and they're going to have to start addressing things head on.
Right. Yeah. So, but I don't see it being a bad thing. I think overall sub gifting is a good thing. So
Yeah, I think it has amazing potential. I actually got my first sub gift like yesterday, I believe it was. And to see the generosity from one community member to the next is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. I've seen that in other streams a bunch. It's cool. It's cool.
Well, as far as the Steam sale and the I guess the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Autumn sale, did you pick anything up?
No, I wanted to get, so there were a couple of things I was kind of looking for, but I tend not to buy many games anymore. Just because I like to focus on ones that I'm playing and then move on. Is A, I just don't have the money to throw at a million games anymore, and B,
Right.
I don't play as many as I used to, so I just don't. And I've bought so many over the years on Steam sales. Like, I've been on Steam since 2005, since it came out. So it's like I've bought so many things on Steam. I have like 400 games or something on Steam. So it's like,
oh my god,
that's not even a lot. Like, it sounds like a lot, but like, that's not a lot compared to a lot of people. So it's like there's a lot of games that I just don't care to buy. So now I just look for, like, I bought Wolfenstein. So because I was like, I love the first one, so I was like, I'm gonna buy Wolfenstein 2, of course, and play that because I really want to. Rise of the Tomb Raider was another one last year when it came out on PC. I was like, I'm gonna play Rise of the Tomb Raider when that comes out. But I generally don't buy anything now that I don't think I'm gonna finish or play.
got it. Okay.
So I just try not to do that. Like, I have Persona 5 here. I'm probably not gonna finish it, but I didn't buy it. I'm borrowing it from a friend because it's just a disc for PS4.
Okay.
So, but like, I still want to get Resident Evil 7. I was looking for that to go pretty cheap. I think that'll go really cheap on the Christmas sale, like $20 or something.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see those like 75/80% off Steam sales in order to make any big decisions.
Yeah, RE7 will have been out a year at that point, and so I feel like Christmas sale that might get really cheap. Tokyo Dark was another game I was looking for. It's like a sort of graphic novel but detective game.
Yeah.
So I was looking for Tokyo Dark. It did go on sale, but I was like, I'm in the middle of this Dark Souls thing, and I got Persona 5, so I was like, and I got gifted the Life is Strange Before the Storm, so I was like, I'm kind of full up right now on stuff I'm gonna play, but
Good to go
those are
for a
the kind of
while.
things I was looking for. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I picked up Life is Strange again, season 1. And then The Wolf Among Us, which is another Telltale game.
Man, I hope we get season 2 of that at some point.
Right.
That one, besides Walking Dead season 1, and actually, if you have not played the whole Walking Dead Telltale series, fucking do it. Holy shit.
I've been hearing a lot of mixed things about
So
Walking Dead.
season 1, absolutely fucking incredible. One of the best of those types of games ever. Season 2, pretty shit.
Okay.
But you kind of got to play it to get to season 3. Season 3, really, really, really good.
I don't even think I knew that there was a season 3.
Yeah, it just came out earlier this year. But yeah, it is incredible, season 3.
Okay.
The choices they make you make in season 3, fuck, dude. Fuck.
Heart-wrenching?
Yeah. Yeah, it's real bad. The whole season 1 story is just a great story. Season 3 is more just like just shit on your heart at every turn in that one.
Do the characters carry over from season to season? Okay.
Yes. So specifically Clementine, that's not a spoiler for anyone. Clementine is the main character in season 1, and she goes through all the seasons. That's kind of the whole thing. Season 3 is the end, though. That's it.
They're done after that.
Yeah, they're not doing another one. Yep.
Okay.
So, and Wolf Among Us, I think, is the second best Telltale game besides Walking Dead season 1.
I'm in the middle of Tales from the Borderlands at the moment. That game is fucking amazing so far. I've only finished episode 1, and I'm loving every minute of that game right now. Nice, Are you a big Borderlands fan?
I enjoyed playing Borderlands 2, but like I never got into it. Like I was never super into the humor of the world or anything. But I liked Borderlands 2. But Wolf Among Us, yeah, you'll enjoy that when you get to it. It's probably the best like story of all of them, of all the Telltale games. Like from start to finish, just a great like, you know, playable novel, I guess you could say. So
okay. Alrighty. As far as Black Friday / Cyber Monday, speaking of spending money, did you drop any D's on Black Friday?
So I did buy a hard drive. I bought just a 2 terabyte Seagate drive because my 3 terabyte like game storage drive is dying. It's still hanging on. Like at one point it wasn't being detected at all, and then it came back and it's been fine for like 2 months.
Mechanical drives for video games?
Yeah.
What the hell?
So I couldn't flat out afford an SSD, and there weren't any going on sale, but I might look at, but it was like $60 for a 2 terabyte drive. So I was like, fine.
Okay, that's super cheap.
Yeah. So, so I was just like, fine. The only games that I've ever noticed that an SSD makes a true difference on is fucking Battlefield. Because I don't know if anyone out there ever played Battlefield 4 without an SSD, but God, oh man, I remember playing like sub nights of that because we would have like 14 people in games during sub nights for Battlefield 4, and the people without SSDs would load in when the round was already like 5 minutes old.
Yeah,
we'd have all been
literally
playing
minutes.
5 minutes. Yeah, it was, and I remember first getting that game. I didn't have an SSD, and many people didn't. Like at the beginning of Battlefield 4, and people were taking like 5 minutes to load into these maps, and then and then the people on SSDs were already in there playing, and you're just like, oh my god, so bad.
I remember when Battlefield 4 implemented the beginning of the round where everybody had to, like, a certain amount of people had to be in the map in order to start it, because people with SSDs had such an advantage over getting vehicles that nobody else had a fucking chance.
God, I miss that game. Might reinstall it.
I have installed because I play it for mod appreciation nights. And sometimes like just randomly, it's always so much goddamn fun.
Yeah, BF1 it was good, but it just never didn't get me like BF4 did. But
I actually never bought it. I played the beta.
Game, but
how's the campaign?
It's all right. It's a weird campaign in that it's just like missions. So there's just like 6 missions, and they're not like they're not kind of tied together. But like the little war stories they try to tell are cool. and they do kind of capture the trench warfare and shit really well.
Okay.
And it's a beautiful looking game. Just looks fantastic.
Had that going for it. But
Yeah.
yeah, just like same thing as the first and possibly second Battlefront game. Absolutely fucking gorgeous. Performed very well. Just so bland. So goddamn bland.
Super bland. That's a good way to describe it. And BF4 just had, it wasn't bland at all. And it was fun and exciting. And you would have like, great matches on it. But yeah, didn't really happen as much.
It only takes one round of Goldman Railway for me to hate the fucking game again, just because of the tank spam. The tank and vehicle spam in some of those maps, you can just get picked off by the same people. And it's so difficult to take down vehicles in that game sometimes if you're not a fucking like pro C4er.
Yeah, and I just had so many good times on BF4, and we would have people we would have like 20 people in a server. It was so fun. Like just so many people playing at once. So 20 of the 64 people were and yeah, we just said to have BF Bad Company 1 and 2. We need a Bad Company 3 EA. Come on, dudes.
I never played either of those games.
Oh my god, Bad Company 2, arguably the best Battlefield. Arguably,
it's one of the games that GSN was built on, but it was before my time. I wasn't involved when that was a big game.
Yeah, Bad Company 2 was pretty badass. I haven't played that game in a while, but it's still played really heavily. Like,
oh yeah, there's still servers that have been up for half decades that are still running strong. There's people who are like fucking like Rick and Morty level of diehard fandom for that fucking game.
So, but as far as Black Friday, I would have, if I could afford it, I'd be looking for a monitor for sure. Been needing a new monitor for a while.
Okay.
And a bigger SSD, like a 500 gig SSD to put games on. I'm
needing one of those as well, because fucking Battlefield 4 alone with all the DLC, that's 130 gigs. Easy.
Yeah, it's huge. It's so good.
The next point, which I actually should have put back up into the just so you know chat portion of the show, Inkbot was, I don't know if they were officially acquired by Streamlabs, but Inkbot is now officially integrated with Streamlabs. And you can now download a Streamlabs official app, which is called Streamlabs Chatbot. So if you guys are Inkbot users and you are Streamlabs users, I would highly recommend checking out this app. You can export backups from Inkbot and import them into Streamlabs Chatbot. Chatbot's a stupid fucking name. If I'm being real with you right now, guys, calling a bot Chatbot is stupid. And you could have came up with a better name. Even Streamlabs bot would have been better. Because it does way more than just moderate chat. But so yeah, that's now integrated in with Streamlabs. And actually a little bit earlier before the show, I exported my my Inkbot R2 backup and imported it in everything, currency, commands, timers, even my streamer account and my bot account authenticated automatically with the new app. So
that's awesome.
Works really well. What bot do you use primarily?
I still just use Nightbot.
Okay.
Still throwing it around with Nightbot because I don't do anything too complex with the bot. So
Roger.
But yeah, so I might check this out though because I love Streamlabs. So I might just check it out in order to have everything in one spot.
My hope with this partnership, which Passad just pointed out in chat, thank you, Passad, is that the bot was going to be web-based and that you could authorize other people to use or access the bot while you're live. That is not the case. It's another PC side instance of a bot that runs. And this might change, or maybe I just didn't see it, but I couldn't see a way to give any of my mods access to the bot, which is sad because that's my main gripe with Inkbot is that it's client side.
I agree with you on that one. That would have been the biggest advantage.
All right. Second to last point we got here. Destiny 2 secretly reducing XP gains stopped suddenly once fans found out. So this story broke a couple days ago. Unfortunately, right after EA took a fat Reddit downvoted dick to the ass
Good Lord, did they ever.
Oh my God. I don't think a company has taken such a consumer ass beating from an online community like Battlefront 2. So side note before we get into this is just some statistics that I found online today. Between PC and console games, the revenue that has been generated from free-to-play games that have transactions since 2012 has doubled. Microtransactions in 2017 is estimated to generate $22 billion. And that is just for free-to-play microtransaction games. Compared to games that are just released at full price, just full price games is only $8 billion. And then an additional $5 billion for paid DLCs. So the amount of money that free-to-play games make strictly on microtransactions is double in billions compared to games that just release full price and don't have any microtransactions.
So, all right. So let me make a point here, though, in that those numbers are misleading. Is this worldwide, or is this just the U.S.?
No, this is worldwide.
Okay. This is worldwide. So the numbers are misleading, and here's why. There's a lot of people in China. So that is the first thing I would say. There's a lot of people in China, and games are almost exclusively in Asia free to play, outside of Japan.
Okay.
So games over there are almost exclusively free to play. You just don't have Call of Duty over there is called Call of Duty Online, and it's just a free to play game.
Really?
And there's microtransactions, and it's like a scaled down version of like of like, you know, Call of Duty here. They don't release like Call of Duty World War II over there. Like, you know, those kind of things. It's totally different, like how those are done, and they have always been free to play there. So they're used to just having everything free to play. So I would say that is sort of misleading as far as the numbers go. However, with the Battlefront 2 shit that went down, it's pretty clear from these numbers here, though. So yes, microtransactions are generating, you know, more than twice as much as straight up game releases. However, gosh, what was I going to say? So I think that is misleading in a lot of ways because, gosh, what was I going to say? Forget what my point was.
Oh no!
But I think that we are willing to buy the $60 games. We are less willing to buy them these days. But $8 billion is nothing to sneeze at, is what I was going to say.
Okay.
Basically, the only point of the microtransactions, you cannot say they are for anything but monetary gain at this point. They used to say it was to like enhance gameplay. This was my point. I apologize for getting my train of thought earlier. Basically, yes, the $22 billion is more than double that, but that leads me to believe that pretty clearly, if $8 billion, it's just not enough for your EAs and your Activisions. It's just not enough money. Even though you're getting $13 billion when you throw in the DLC, apparently that's not enough money.
Right.
So all it is greed. All it is greed, and they've tried to spin it every other way, i.e., the Battlefront situation. They've tried to spin it every other way. You can't keep spinning it when that is the case. As a follow-up to that as well, in that is just greed. If you just make a good product, it's going to fucking sell. Look no further than we talked about this on our podcast a couple weeks ago. Grand Theft Auto 5 became the highest-selling video game of all time.
No shit.
US. Yeah. With like 85... Oh, God. I think it was like 85 million copies or something insane
between
like that.
All the consoles
between
and PC.
All the consoles. So they made a game that was $60. Yes, there is some in-game currency you can buy. Yes, there was... But I think all the DLC is free for that. I think when they put in like vehicles and shit, that's just added.
And the new missions and gangs and
Rockstar,
stuff.
you know, Rockstar makes billions of dollars, EA? They just make one of the best fucking games of all time and just leave it at that. That's
However, with that said, there's a little bit of scumminess re-releasing the same game.
Re-releasing. Yeah, but the fact is, the game was so goddamn good that people bought it for their PS3, then they bought it for their PC and their PS4 when it came out because they're like, I want to play this shit on the new platform. Like it. So what I'm saying is, yes, that 22 billion is double the 8 billion, but that is what is driving EA, that and shareholders. It
Yep.
has nothing to do with anything about game quality or making a game better. Oh, we needed more money to make the game. No, you did not. Grand Theft Auto cost something like $360 million to make. Yes, that's a lot of fucking money, but you sold $85 million or 85 million copies at $60 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Shut your trap.
Yeah.
You're so full of shit, EA. It's like
Yeah.
unbelievable. And they've said stuff like we wanted it to be an achievement and all that. It's like, no, you only put these in. These didn't exist years ago. You did have to grind away for stuff in games. That's the other thing. People got so mad that they had to grind so many hours to get Darth Vader unlocked or whatever. You had to grind to get all that currency. Well, there were big stupid grinds in World of Warcraft. There were big stupid grinds in, tons of games coming up. There were stupid shit in Battlefield 4, like getting like a bunch of kills to get the deagle. Like you had to like do all these crazy achievements to get the
Phantom Bow.
Yeah, fine. That's fine. Like, but you didn't really monetize it. And then you come out and say, "Oh, we wanted to give them a sense of achievement."
Right. Yeah, like where's the option to buy the deagle or buy the Phantom Bow?
I think you can now.
Really?
Yeah, I think you can buy weapon packs now. But like, dude, the game's like 4 years old now. So
okay,
like,
this is true. The game is old.
But yeah, like what I'm saying is it's pretty clear that if you just make a good fucking game from the beginning, which I would say with the case of Battlefront, doesn't look great to me. It looks pretty bland. You slap Star Wars on it and assume that would be enough to sell it, and then threw a bunch of shit in there to be like, ooh, we can make money off of, this and this and this and this. And, but it's just greed. It's just greed. It comes down to greed. And I don't know when it's going to stop. I feel like this situation blew up so badly and the last time EA had something blow up this badly, they actually did change the way they did things, and that would be the Battlefield 4 release.
Yep.
Which was just such a buggy mess that EA came out the next year at E3 and said, we will never release another game before it's actually ready to be released again. And they actually have held to that since. They have actually like delayed things that needed to be delayed, or, I think you might have seen like Battlefield 1 out like a year earlier or some shit. If they, had, in another world where BF4 had released fine, they may have just thrown it out. So yeah.
I guess if you had the option to change your outfit playing Super Mario Brothers 3, or adding a skin to your X-Wing in Rogue Squadron, or your pod racer, do you think you would have thrown extra money back in the day for that kind of stuff?
So I don't think so. I don't think I would have. And the reason for that is that games prior to maybe 2010 even were designed so that things like that could be unlocked through grinding or through. So for instance, a good example that I used on video game therapy the other night was COD 4. So Call of Duty 4 came out in 2007. That's 10 years ago. There was I think there were DLC maps for that, but that was about it.
Okay.
But you could not just buy the Blue Tiger camo. You had to get so many kills on the AK to get the Blue Tiger camo. Yep. Or you had to get so many headshots to get the gold one. Or this was a thing in fucking GoldenEye. You could unlock
Yep.
So it's been a thing for a long time. And if you want a sense of accomplishment, that was something you could choose to grind for or not. Like that was worth it to you or not. And what they've done is they've just monetized the grind, and EA monetized the grind this time around and did it in a really poor way, and also made the grind prohibitive for something that everyone in the game should kind of be able to experience. So like playing as Darth Vader in multiplayer or whatever is game breaking. Like,
right.
So if someone just went and bought him for $60 or whatever, then that's a huge advantage. Whereas if I'm getting, 150 headshots on my AK, yeah, that's a grind, and it's cool because now look, I've got the Blue Tiger camo or whatever, but I went and got 150 headshots on my AK. It wasn't.
Right.
It had nothing to do. Like there wasn't some other guy who went and bought it. Nor did it change the gameplay at all. That's the difference. If you want a different skin for Mario, it's not going to change the way Mario Brothers 3 plays. He's just going to be in blue overalls instead of red or whatever.
Right.
So like that's where they fucked up. They made a thing that actually changes the gameplay. Because if you saw a guy with Darth Vader day one, well, he spent more money than you.
Right. And
Like,
that's unlocked for him and not for me.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the difference, I think. Because if I saw a guy with like the golden AK in COD 4, but like, oh, that guy put a lot of time into getting that. Like, I don't have that. I'm not even going to get that many headshots ever. So like, it's like, you know, and that's fine. That's fine. Doesn't change the game at all. Like, I'm impressed that he has it, but like, it's not changing the game. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of games in the past that I've played that I've grinded to get. And at this time, I can't think of anything, but I'm just thinking about if you could pay. I remember one of the hardest things for me to get in my earlier gaming days was unlocking all 4 characters in the original Super Smash Brothers and what you had to do in order to get those characters. What if you could just pay $5 and unlock, you know, Luigi or Captain Falcon? Was that another one? One of the unlocks?
I'm not sure.
It's been so goddamn long.
With Smash.
Somebody in chat's gonna light me up right now, but there was 4 characters that you could unlock by doing special things, by playing the campaign mode a certain way and defeating somebody in a certain way. And I remember filling those 4 unknown playable character spots on the main menu was so gratifying. And it wasn't, I mean, there was grinding, but it wasn't like, oh, just infinite existential grinding that some of these games, like Battlefront, fucking thousands of hours in order to unlock somebody without paying money. I don't even have 1,000 hours in Rocket League. And you know how much I fucking play Rocket League. That's insane.
Yeah. It's so back in the day, the biggest grind I ever did was the original World of Warcraft Classic PvP grind. Because basically the way they weighted that system, this is when there were PvP ranks and there was no arena and you just went into battlegrounds and it depended on your, you know, wins and losses and stuff like that. And there was 13 ranks, and to get to Warlord, you had, so every rank you had that you went up, you would go up pretty quick in the beginning. And then you had to just grind and grind and grind. And you had to stay at number 1 in points, I believe, for like 6 straight weeks to hit Warlord. And this was on the whole server. This is before cross servers. So basically the Warlord grind, often people who got Warlord and all you got was a title and some armor and some weapons. They were actually the best rogue weapons in the game, and like the best, a bunch of the Warlord weapons were like the best weapons in the game.
Okay.
But like for PvE as well. So if you got them, like that was the best thing you could have for even doing raids and stuff. But it was so hard to do that eventually people had bots. And so then you were just competing against a computer that was just grinding battlegrounds 24/7.
Oh my God.
And so at one point, me and my buddy John, I ended up getting to rank 12. I got to general, which was the 3rd highest rank. So it was rank 14, not 13. I misspoke earlier, but I got to rank 12. And the only way I got to rank 12, I would play all day, and then he would play my character all night. And that was the only way we were even get to to rank 12. So we were playing my hunter basically 24 hours a day in battlegrounds. And that was just to hit rank 12, and I just gave up at that point. Like I got I got the general title, and then I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Like
how can you compete with that?
No, you can't. Like the top people were all bots. They were all bots. So it was like there's nothing you could do.
My God.
It was and so that was like the biggest grind I ever did, but there was no shortcut to it. There's no shortcut to it.
Just had to fucking play.
I mean, besides a bot, and then you had to pray you didn't get banned either if you were the botter. So like, and the bot, even the people with bots would play for part of the day, and then they would just put their bot on.
Oh, okay.
And often the teams with bots, like the team wouldn't win because the bot just did, you know, predetermined shit.
What it was supposed to.
Was in there. Yeah, it was just like in there to So it wasn't actually affecting the outcome of the matches, but it was just there to get points, like just there to participate, basically. But yeah, so like, but there was no way around it, like that was a grind. That the only way to do it is to grind, and that's fine. But
one of the main, I don't understand the mechanics of Destiny 2 and how the microtransactions come into play, but it seems that even people that are paying for certain things in order to get ahead instead of grinding are still getting hit by this XP reduction. So it's like even the people that are paying to get ahead are still getting knocked by this. And it seems like Destiny or Bungie did the same exact thing to where they realized that everybody found out what they were doing and they shut down the XP reductions. And we're like, okay, we're not happy with how this system is working, so we're just going to take it out right now. And so apparently they're going about to get ass fucked by Reddit as well.
Yeah. Throttling XP, no good in a game that's based on getting XP.
No, right. You're about to upset a lot of people. All right, last but not fucking least, cat. Oh my God.
Dude, your cat is in.
Give me half an hour. My Lord. Last but not least, me and you got into a little bit of discussion about this the other day in Discord, and I want you to elaborate, motherfucker. So the topic that we were discussing was I had found a post on Reddit where a streamer that thou shall not be named was giving used panties to the highest pledge on her Patreon. So something that's a big controversy right now is we have a lot of streamers on Twitch of a certain gender that are linking and advertising their Patreon on their Twitch page. And when you get to a certain tier on their Patreon, you are getting access to their Snapchat, to which they are posting nude photos of themselves. So when you smash that all together, basically what you're getting is Twitch is enabling young kids to get access to pornography, pretty much, on a paid system. Now, that's completely separate to what we were discussing, but you sound like you have a point to make.
So I have no problem with this at all. I have zero problem with this.
Okay.
The way that Patreon works now, granted, you can't age check everyone for real, but yes, they're supposed to be 18 plus if it's like something like this. But I have absolutely no problem with streamers giving out. So basically, Twitch has actually now ruled on this and said that you can't do it anymore. It's against Twitch TOS. I think Twitch is incredibly wrong in this case. I think they have no jurisdiction to say that you can't do this on a different platform that's not theirs. Zero.
But if using their platform as a platform to broadcast?
So what happens if a porn star wants to stream on Twitch normally? They're literally in porn.
Wait.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, this is true, but I think the fact of the matter comes down to when you go to a porn site, you've usually got hey, this content is made for 18 and up. Where
you can put a mature audiences thing on your Twitch page if you want.
Right, but not everybody does.
I know.
So I know.
I just think that Twitch has. So if these streamers are not nude on stream and not posting nude photos themselves on Twitch, my opinion is that Twitch has no jurisdiction to rule over them doing that on a different platform such as Patreon or Snapchat. If I'm Snapchatting, like if I have a link to my Snapchat on my page and I happen to put nudes on my Snapchat, Twitch has nothing to do with that. I just decided to get nude on Snapchat.
Right.
Like these are two very separate things. If Snapchat wants me to not do that, then that's fine.
But people aren't paying to get access to your Snapchat where you're nude.
But I still think that this is an overreach by Twitch, and I still don't have a problem. This is a don't hate the player, hate the game situation.
Right.
I think in that if people want to do this, if they want to show themselves nude to people they play video games for on the internet, like and they're selling access to it. Pornhub exists, kids. Like if you like, I don't know why you're trying to see your favorite streamer nude. Like, you can go look at porn everywhere.
There is
But,
a
like,
weird mental thing with
there
that,
is.
where
There
it's
is.
like, if you have the option to see somebody nude as opposed to a porn star, you kind of want to see that person nude that It's like, I don't know why,
Yeah.
but I want to see what you look like.
I get that. I understand that as well. But I just like, my whole thing is I think that's a personal choice. If they want to make money that way, fine. If that's the way you're going with it, fine. Like that is not, I have no problem with that.
Okay.
Like, do I morally have a problem with it? Most certainly not. Like, people want to get naked, they can get naked. Like,
Right.
I have no problem with that at all.
Right.
Now, as far as the panties thing, that I also have no problem with. But that I have no problem with for a different reason, in that that's been going on for so long through other platforms that I just like don't find that even weird at all. Like,
Right.
yes, it is a little weird. Like, if that's something you want to pay money for, more power to you. I'm not really into that, but like, but I do think that this is an overreach by Twitch. Some people in chat and you have given me good points though to say why I'm wrong on that. But I think it's an overreach by Twitch, in that Twitch has no jurisdiction on Patreon. And if you link your Patreon on your page, that's perfectly normal to do. If there happens to be something that's lewd in your Patreon, or you're selling nudes on there, that's fine to me. Like, do I agree do I think streamers should do that? That's another question.
Right.
No, I don't. I think that's a real slippery slope. I think it's a dangerous slope to go down for streamers specifically.
Just mentally, I think that's so fucking dangerous.
I think it's going to fuck you up. And also, this is something I've brought up in Discord before. I don't know if I've ever discussed on a podcast, but streamers who stream full time, the majority of them who stream full time they stream full time in that it is a full time job. So maybe they're making 60,000 a year streaming, and that's wonderful. Like, that's great that they're making a living streaming. However, they are not making a celebrity living streaming, even though they are basically a celebrity.
Right.
So the personal safety issues that come into play, I think, with that, and even with a porn star who has a lot of insulation around them a lot of the time, there's no insulation for a lot of these people. They just live at home, or they have their own apartment, and they've taken no precautions and they don't have the money to have security.
Right.
Like, they're not making that kind of money. Yeah, or a publicist or a manager or anyone like that. That's why you see when celebrities get in trouble, it gets to be like a big deal, because that probably could have been avoided just with the sheer amount of money they make. Or often it's when they're not doing well and they don't have any money, that's when they fuck up, or that's when you hear about the fuck up, or the nude tape gets leaked, or whatever it is. Streamers don't have any of that insulation. And so I think if you are a person on Twitch who is selling access to nude photos of yourself, that's a really slippery and dangerous personal slope that I would not recommend going down. Can you probably make a lot of money that way? Sure. But I think that that's a very dangerous thing to do, considering that people have found, when I talk about personal safety, people have found streamers' houses and went to their houses. Like,
many
times. And these, again, when I say full-time streamers, again, I mean, they're just making a living streaming. That's a big difference. Like, not everyone is Dr. Disrespect and Lyric and Summit.
Right.
Like, not everyone is those guys. So, like, one of the big examples I made, he's probably making a really good living now. He's probably doing quite well. But early on was Eat My Diction, who is A, a really good dude, and B, he made enough money to where he was making money off YouTube and streaming, and it was his job, but he wasn't like loaded. This is a few years ago I'm talking about. So and he would get people, there was a couple creepy stories of, like, people finding finding him or coming up to him in public places. And like generally people will avoid doing that to celebrities a lot of the time just because they're celebrities.
Yep.
And they kind of but there's a difference with streamers in that people feel they know them because they're there talking to them every day for 8 hours. And I think that if you go down the road of letting people into your privacy and seeing you naked or whatever else you're putting in these photos, I think that's a very dangerous slope. And
think about all the girls that have gotten roofied at cons in the past year or so.
It's a fucking ridiculously dangerous thing to do, I think. I think it's only a matter of time for somebody gets like abducted or some shit like that. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the part where I half disagree is when it comes to jurisdiction. I think if you are a Twitch partner and you are a Twitch employee and you are getting paid, they have a right to say whether or not you can broadcast your nude Patreon giveaway on their platform or not.
So here's what I would say to that. Legally, Twitch partners are just contract employees.
Right.
They're not actual employees. They get no benefits. Twitch doesn't even take your taxes out.
Right.
Just straight gives you the money. And they do that to avoid tax shit themselves.
Yep.
And so if Twitch wants to take this kind of jurisdiction, then Twitch needs to also give a little, I think, on that and maybe change some things they're doing. Because I really, really do. And again, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. And people have said in chat, basically, it's like linking porn in chat, which is actually something that is bannable. And I see that, but I also don't. And also, Twitch has said that I found a tweet that just was put out by a streamer who posts like cosplay photos.
Yep.
And like not nudes necessarily, but Twitch has actually even said that you can't even do like skimpy cosplays,
right,
and stuff like that. So, that's even more ridiculous.
If there's no nudity, that's the line right there. That's the line between people having access to pornography and just lewd shit.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think this is I think it's a slippery slope from the Twitch side too. Like you ban this, you're, what else can you come and ban me for?
Right.
Do you not like the gaming chair that sponsors me? Are you going to ban me for that? Like that's a ridiculous example, but that's where you can go. That's where you can go from here. Is to be like, well, this company doesn't get along with Amazon. So you can't, like, I'm surprised that PayPal is even still a thing. Like they just announced that you can buy bits with PayPal. Like this was a change that just came through.
Did not expect
Amazon
that.
is like at odds with PayPal. You can't even use PayPal. You can use a PayPal debit card on Amazon.
Yep.
Because it's a debit card, but you cannot use your PayPal account directly.
And I hate that.
I hate it. I fucking hate it. Yeah.
I think one of the main gripes I have with this sort of behavior is, like you said, a lot of big Twitch streamers are viewed as celebrities, yet they don't have all of the necessary barriers and protections that celebrities get. Like I said before, the amount of stories that I've read about people getting like fondled and roofied at these cons and these parties, and then you're probably making a lot of money selling your used panties to Patreon pleasures. But what sort of mindset are you putting those people in in exchange for money?
It's that the like I don't feel like I really I'm trying to think. So like I really like Chris Hemsworth. I think he's a good actor. However, I don't feel like I know Chris Hemsworth at all. I've just seen him act in some movies. But yeah, what you've been saying is like people watch you stream for 8 hours a day. They listen to you talk. You talk to them in chat directly.
Yep.
So people feel like the barriers are already down. Now you're sending them your underwear. Now you're showing them yourself naked. Where do they think they have any boundaries left? It's like usually when celebrities get stalkers, it's people who actually have mental issues. like is when there's been actresses like murdered by stalkers who did have mental issues,
Yep.
like were mentally ill. But in the case of Twitch, it could be a normal person because there's so many less barriers already, and the intimacy of it is so much different. I think it's a dangerous slope to go down. Like, I would not do it if I was in their position,
Right.
just because even if I had done like cosplay like that or something, I would not in their position do that because the barrier is already so low for
Yep.
some people mentally because of streaming that it seems like a really dangerous thing to do.
Now, I know when I asked you before what was your mindset about your current state of Twitch, and you were like, if your mindset is you're just here to have fun and just like build a little community, enjoy yourself, Twitch is great. For the people that are using this as a career, and maybe even so yourself, does that make you not want to be involved with Twitch when you know there's such a large portion of people that are just using this platform to plug a Patreon where they're selling nudes?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I don't even think about them for the most part. I think more about like how Twitch responds to things than I think about the actual people doing this stuff.
Right.
Because I think I've seen a lot from Twitch where they're just not transparent enough with anything. When these bans come through that we were talking about earlier, and there's no explanation, and you're just banned, that's not a good way to do business.
No.
Yes, that works in multiplayer games when you're banning someone like that. Generally, you can do that because you can kind of get away with that because they're so far away. But when you ban someone from a platform like this and you give them zero explanation and they were using it to generate revenue, that's unacceptable.
Yep.
Unacceptable. You can't do that. The example I gave in your Discord was in the NHL, whenever there's a hit that's illegal and someone gets suspended for like a dirty hit or dirty play, or maybe it wasn't even dirty hit or dirty play, they will put out the Department of Player Safety, and they've actually gotten flack for this because sometimes it just doesn't jive, but they try to be as transparent as possible. And what they will do is they will put together a video package of the hit in question and then run down exactly why it was suspendable, or why in some cases it was not suspendable and it was completely clean.
Damn.
Because they will run down all that and they'll be like, see, the primary, you can see the primary contact here was not the head, because hits to the head are illegal now in the NHL. So they'll be like, you can see here his primarily was not targeting the head, and like he hit him, he did, hit him in the head, but he wasn't targeting it. Clearly, it just happened too fast, like that kind of thing. And Twitch, I think, needs to do that when a partner is banned, at least for that person. They don't need to necessarily come out and tweet it.
Right.
But like they do need to address with that person, here is exactly why you got banned. You can't just ban people off, especially who were partners, and give them no explanation. You literally were paying them money and they were generating revenue for you as well. They deserve more than that.
Yep. Agreed. 100%.
So.
Well, yeah, it's an interesting topic, and now we're going to see some changes because obviously you're not allowed. Is the clear-cut answer, if you have any sort of lewd images or paid tiers for lewd images, it's not allowed on Twitch whatsoever?
If it was, basically.
Okay. Because this is all developing as we're like podcasting, pretty much.
Yeah. So there was someone who was like, they said after this week. So people who made them prior to this week are keeping them up.
Yep.
Because they're saying like this was not a rule before, and I already had this. So,
just walking the line, Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Jesus. So. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to just explain what you're saying. I think this is probably one of the first times I've had a 1v1 guest on where I've disagreed on something. And I want this to happen more often because I thoroughly enjoy the conversation that happens with that stuff. There's like a little part of me, for the most part, I try not to care about what other people are doing with their channels. But when I see something along the lines of you're selling nude pictures of yourself on a paid tier scheme, and that you're using another platform which doesn't involve that to broadcast yourself, and that people like kids, like children, have access to this stuff.
Yeah.
That's where I see the line, especially if you're a partner. But if you're not a partner and you don't have a business relationship with Twitch and you decide you have a separate platform that you do some loot shit on, I don't think Twitch would be able to ban you for that shit.
Right.
But when you have a business agreement and they have a say over what you can and cannot broadcast using the platform that they're providing for you, I think that gray area gets a little muddied.
Yeah. It's a hard place for Twitch to be in too.
Yep. Agreed.
So.
All right, well, that is it for the gaming news and discussion. All we got left to do is the Q&A. Are you ready, sir?
I am ready.
So this first one is a very common question. And if you don't have any additional input on the question, you can say pass. But I'm going to guarantee that nothing has changed since the last time we had this question. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
No?
Moving on.
All right. It's done. That was from Falsify TV. Next question.
Yeah, I know.
Next question is from Paul. Is Denny's better than IHOP?
Tough question, Paul. I am a big fan of IHOP if you just want a shitload of food inside you. Also, the first 5 times I ever went to Denny's in my life, I'm talking about when I was younger, I puked every time.
Oh, wait, multiple times?
Yeah. So fuck Denny's. Fuck Denny's.
I'm okay with fucking Denny's.
But I think that Denny's has a better menu. There we go. We'll go with that. I think Denny's has a better menu. IHOP is more about it's just about do I want to eat 37 pancakes? All right, let's go to IHOP.
Yeah, yes, I do. I've only been to IHOP once, and I had chicken and waffles. And it was some of the best chicken and waffles that I've ever had. I've had Denny's probably 3 times now, and twice it wasn't great. Actually, the one time that I did have it and it was pretty good was in Long Beach for TwitchCon. So I don't think I can decide on which one is better. I think they're pretty much equal for me.
I think they're kind of on the same tier, though. I'm kind of with you here.
Yeah,
they're kind of on the same tier.
I would think so. Next question, also from Falsify TV. Pepperoni nips? Question mark?
Just normal nips.
Normal nips?
Yeah.
All right. Next question from Middle Age Stream. Is there anything that EA could do to fix their disastrous Battlefront 2 release? What would it take for you to consider a purchase?
A not bland video game is what it would take for me to consider a purchase. You all right, dude?
I just ran over the cat's tail with the chair, and he yelled. Oh, he screamed very loud. I don't know if the mic picked that up or not.
I couldn't hear it.
Oh, God. Sorry, cat.
But I think... Yeah, no, I think that I think Star Wars Battlefront, the one that came out 2 years ago now, 3 years ago, I thought it was the most boring shooter I've ever played. It was so boring that I had no cares for Battlefront 2. What I would like is a really good Star Wars single player game. That would be amazing.
That
really good.
Is the only reason that I want to buy Battlefront is because I wanted a motherfucking Star Wars single player campaign that was worth a nickel. I just wanted something that was decent, that was Star Wars and single player. And good chunk of me that still wants to buy Battlefront to play the single player campaign, even though that I know that it's pretty lame from what I've read. But I refuse to spend money and support EA as an entire establishment.
So here's what even compounds this even more, is that they just closed Visceral Games, who was working on the Star Wars single player game that they're going to put out. And basically what it comes down to is the reason they closed this and moved this project off is because they didn't think it was going to make enough money.
What do you fucking know?
So
this is the second single player Star Wars game that's been killed.
Dude, RIP Star Wars 1313. That game would have been so god tier. Would have been so god tier. And then the fucking rights got sold. They closed LucasArts, and then it was,
it just fucking depresses me.
At this point, the only thing that EA could give me, I'm for Battlefront 2, there's no way I'll buy that game. But for EA games, if they make Bad Company 3, I'll fucking be all over that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I probably because of see, this is the thing. Because it was DICE that was Bad Company 1 and 2, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So still a chance they could fuck up Bad Company 3, so
Here's
I don't think I would buy it out of the gate.
DICE had nothing to do with how that shit worked in Battlefront 2. That was not a DICE thing. EA sets the prices and all that stuff. DICE would have had the amount of grinding it was taking, that would have been a DICE decision, sort of. But as you can see, when they asked for explanations, it was EA spokespeople that were coming out and talking. DICE didn't really say much.
Yep.
But yeah, they really, I don't know if they could have handled this worse. Like, it would have been talent. Like,
right.
it would have taken some talent to handle this worse.
Yeah.
Than they did.
We were driving the other day, and Weenie looks over and says, "Do you think the guy who posted the most downvoted comment in Reddit history still has a job?" And I said, that is a very good question. I don't know if he does.
Depends if the shareholders liked it or not, which I would say no. And say no, they did not after that. But yeah, I think I think that EA, like, DICE made, a pretty looking Star Wars game, and they did the best they could that way.
Yeah.
And you keep killing off. I think if the visceral thing hadn't happened, I would have considered a purchase more, actually, even than the microtransaction stuff. But then they killed Visceral. By the way, the studio that made Dead Space, one of the best games ever made.
Yep.
And they fucking killed that studio right after they made Battlefield. They made Hardline, and then they were making a single player game for Star Wars, and EA just closed them and moved that project on because they want multiplayer elements in the single player game because they think it can't make enough money. So they're just basically making Battlefront 2 again.
Yep.
Like, they're just like, oh, we want a single player game with some multiplayer elements. Well, you just put one of those out. We just want a KOTOR or something.
Right. Oh, my fuck. Like, get me hard, Dan.
That's all we want. It's all we want.
So I don't think there is the only thing that would make me play that game is if I got it for free. It's the only that's the only way I would play the single player campaign. I have no desire whatsoever to play the multiplayer after playing the beta. So I don't think there's anything they could do. I will. Yeah. I can't even say that I will wait for a Battlefront 3 because that's what I said about the first one. I was like, oh, we'll just wait for Battlefront 2. It'll be better. And they fucked it. They fucked it hard.
Yeah. I've got no faith. No faith.
Sad. Speaking of sad, Middle Age Stream says Cheez-Its. Oh, Cheez-Its or Cheese Nips?
Oh, shit, dude. Oh, that's tough.
I think
Cheez-Its.
I was about to say, you're kind of like, you might be a little biased to the latter part of this product, but...
No, I'm going with Cheez-Its, but Cheez-Its are a problem, man. Cheez-Its are one of those items, like Doritos for me, where if I start eating the Cheez-Its, then I'll just eat all the Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
So it's just like the whole box of Cheez-Its, because I don't want to stop tasting the Cheez-Its. So you just keep eating.
I'm actually... When it comes to Cheez-Its, regular Cheez-Its are great. Mm-hmm. I'm a Cheez-Its Grooves kind of fella. Yo. Those Cheez-It white cheddar Grooves, those I just had those on the way back from our road trip. Those are my shit. And I have been trying to think of ways to incorporate some white cheddar Cheez-It Grooves into some cheesy potatoes. Like maybe after you pull the cheesy potatoes out, just like, sprinkle some crumbs of those on top. Because I've had Cheez-It potatoes with regular Cheez-Its on top. Fucking fantastic. So I'm definitely gonna have to go Cheez-Its as well.
Cheez-Its, yeah.
Oh god, I lost my questions. Oh, there we go. Next question. That one's from Middle Age Stream as well. Next question from Pencil for Dan. What inspired you to stream?
What inspired me to stream? Basically, I was making YouTube videos, and then a couple people in my group of friends got hired on at Twitch, and so I started streaming on there and trying it out and had no idea what I was doing. And this was in the old days. This was in 2011 on the Twitch beta site. which looks so. If you can find like an internet archive of what the old Twitch pages looked like in 2011, it's so different. Like I I can't even describe how different it is. But what I think kept me inspired to do it though was chat, because when I streamed on Twitch, I was like, wow, people can talk to me like while I'm doing this. And actually in 2011, oddly enough, there was no chat delay. Chat was instant. Like it was
Really?
instant. Yeah, there was no delay. It was amazing. Delay got introduced as they went on. And then delay got super bad at a certain point, and now it's actually pretty good. It's like a few seconds now.
Yeah, I think on
Um,
average it's about 6-7 seconds for me.
yeah, but it used to be instant. And then I got offered a bunch of money by Machinima when I was a Machinima partner to stream on YouTube. And this was in 2012, mid 2012. So I had streamed on Twitch like on and off during 2011. Um, and they offered me a bunch of money to stream on YouTube. And this was YouTube streaming now is like fucking light years ahead of what it was in 2012. Like
Oh, I can imagine.
it was so fucking terrible. In order to have different resolutions for your viewers, you had to stream like 3 streams each at the resolutions. It was so bad. It was so bad. They had no
Jesus Christ.
transcoding. Yeah, it was so bad. They had no transcoding. It was pretty ridiculous. So so I streamed on there and I made a bunch of money for like 3 months, but I was like, this sucks. Like chat was just horrible on there. Because it was basically like live YouTube comments. Like it didn't work how chat works.
Okay.
So it was super bad. So I was basically like, this connection I have with my viewers is completely gone, like that I was. And basically it inspired me to go back to Twitch and keep streaming on Twitch, because the community and the interaction and stuff on Twitch is like unparalleled. And that was much better feeling than making YouTube videos and coming and checking back in the comments or whatever. And this was before the comments were as cancerous as they are now on YouTube. But like, I guess like the community and stuff is what kept me wanting to stream and made me kind of switch over all that live interaction. So
okay. Next question from Paul. What is one of your favorite books?
One of my favorite books, I really like Fight Club. That book's really, really good. If you've only seen the movie and haven't read the book, go read the book. On the Road by Jack Kerouac. It's also one of my favorite books. The Incognito Lounge by Dennis Johnson. It's another really good book. It's a book of poems. Yeah, those would be about it.
Okay. One I'll have to say is an audiobook. It's Crush It by Gary Vaynerchuk, one of my most inspirational dudes. And then second would probably be Hatchet, which I read in like 6th grade. Like 6th or 7th grade, I think.
Oh, I also have been reading Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink, which is like a leadership book, like, and you know, for planning, and like it's pretty inspirational, but it's really good. He was a Navy SEAL. He was in Iraq, and they basically go over how they would plan out missions and how you can apply that to everyday life and work and stuff. It's really good.
No shit.
And then also he has a book called Discipline Equals Freedom Field Manual, which just came out. So I've been really into like getting more discipline and taking responsibility for things over the last couple of years, and also getting fit recently. So like these books are a lot of help for me. Yeah. And Jocko's I don't agree with all his ideology all the time, but like as far as his philosophy on life itself, pretty good dude to model after that way.
Okay.
So
awesome. Next question from Hazard. No, I'm sorry. Elite Recon. What are your thoughts on stationary?
Stationary?
The sex position? No, missionary.
I was like, you mean like fancy paper?
Dude, I totally thought this was talking about sex. I saw this question like a half an hour ago. I was like, I fucking love stationary. That's one of my favorites. Like, okay, so we're talking about like the letter stock.
Are we
Like,
talking about letter stock? Like, I don't know. What are we?
okay, better question. If stationery was...
He's saying yes, fancy paper and pens.
Okay, if stationery was a sex position, what would it be? Are you folding your significant other in half and then getting them wet with like one one swift lick?
I think stationary position is just doggy style, but you write on their back with a pen the whole time. And it has to be a really heartfelt note.
Either that or it has to be a magic marker, so when that person goes home to their mom and dad and they whip out the fucking black light and they're like, let's see who's been fucking you in the ass, then they see a giant beautiful poem from Sir NipNops. Watermark.
I don't know. I don't have many opinions on stationery as far as paper.
Yeah, I mean, I like paper. I don't know.
I like paper's cool.
Yeah, stationery school. Paul just gave me a fantastic idea. You know the wax that you seal envelopes with?
Mm-hmm.
Get a little bit of your fucking cum in there and swirl that around and use that to send letters.
Nice, dude. Put your mark on
edible
there.
Panties, edible envelope wax. That's what I'm talking about. I so fucking thought stationery was a sex position. I am so goddamn embarrassed that that's what I thought it was. Oh, Naaackers gets laid a lot, guys. Wink, wink. Second to last question from Hazard. What do you see as being your next milestone in life, i.e. next goal, accomplishment, or task complete?
Probably being debt free. That would be my next goal, would be to get debt free. That, and also I need to deadlift over 200 pounds at some point here.
Oh my god.
So
when I first read this, I was thinking of like goals regarding Twitch, and then but now I'm realizing that it's outside. I think for me, like I have a very convoluted opinion when it comes to partnership on Twitch. It's obviously a goal for me. Like to be partnered would just be awesome. More emotes, get a check mark, faster payout dates, all that stuff. But it's not like a die-hard goal for me. If I ever get to the point where viewership is good enough to where that I could apply.
The mindset you've just described is the exact mindset you should have.
Okay.
That's
it's just
like
I don't want to get all fancy schmancy.
You've got a good thing going. Like there's no pressure to get partnered.
Right. And it's like I have a full-time job that pays all my bills. I have this hobby where I am fortunate enough to spend it with everybody here. And I think like 6-8 months ago, I was saying I'm going to apply for partnership by the end of the year. And now that I'm here, I'm like, nah, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah. Don't pressure yourself, because then it will become not fun. At a certain point, it will be not fun anymore, and that is where you don't want to be.
That's where I'm not looking for.
So.
And I also want the ability, when chat says, don't play Rocket League, I can say, fuck you, I do what I want. I don't want to lose that. I think as real life goals, I definitely think I have like a certain weight. Like I'd love to drop 15, 20 pounds and keep it off. And then obviously there's going to be muscle growth. That's, I'm not going to lose that. I can't be fucking 18 years old weight again. That's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So to get down to a certain weight would be great. As far as I would love to, I would say I probably just have travel goals. Like there are just places that I want to go.
Now that you brought that up, I have a lot of travel goals.
Yep, that's pretty much it. I'd also like a dog. I've never had my own dog. And
I have 2 dogs. Yeah, they're wonderful.
Wait, are you talking about your kids or
both?
Oh. All right. Last question. This one also from Elite Recon. What desks do you both use for your battle stations?
So I use the old IKEA kind of standard desk, the Gallant. That's what it's called. They don't make it anymore. They replaced it, but it's one of the. So I think IKEA furniture on the whole is pretty good, but there are pieces of IKEA furniture that are just flat out cheap, like just made cheaply. But like these Gallant desks are like hardcore. Like this thing is really heavy. Like you don't just move it around easily. Like these are hardcore. Like they're made to have equipment on them, and they were the sort of expensive. Expensive on the for IKEA, I guess you could say.
Okay.
I think this whole desk was like $230, which for IKEA is like a good amount. They've replaced it with the Beckant, it appears, Bekant system.
Okay.
But yeah, the Beckant is seriously, it's just like a slightly different shape than
Got
the
it.
Gallant was. But like those are hardcore desks. Like they're not going to run you what an office supply store is going to run you for a good desk.
Okay.
So
I actually use two different IKEA desks. One is it's an 8-foot 8-foot long by 25 inches deep. It's a countertop, a kitchen countertop.
nice.
And they're pre-cut at 8 feet this was $60 for just the top of it. And
Nice.
then I had some legs laying around. I got so lucky to whereas my office wide is like 8 feet 1 inch. So
Nice.
this desktop fits exactly wall to wall.
Exactly.
So I just put some 2x4s underneath the edges on each wall, and then I had some IKEA, like some metal IKEA legs sitting around. And then, so this one is a main countertop, and then about 6 months to 12 months ago, I added the cheap veneer IKEA desks. Like you can just buy the tabletops for like $40. I just made that as an L as an extension and put that on the right side.
Yeah, I would not recommend the things he just said as a main desk. They will bow under the weight of a monitor, especially if you get one that's pretty big.
Yep.
Because I had that actually happen. So
yeah, so I can't recommend the cheap veneer ones. The countertops, though, as long as you've got support on each side, they do amazing. The countertop, I don't have any damage anywhere. Even if I get stains, they all scrape off super easy with like a Scotch Brillo pad. Brillo? Like the green, super scratchy, like other side
that's
of the
a Brillo
thing.
pad.
Brillo pad.
Yeah.
So if you want, for me, if you guys want to see the details of the desk, I put my battle station pictures in chat. You'll be able to see what it looks like.
Nice.
All right. Well, fortunately, for our vocal cords, but unfortunately for chat, this brings this podcast to a close. So Dan, please take the opportunity to shout out your social media, any streams that you have coming up, and take it away.
Yeah, so I have a podcast. It's called Video Game Therapy, VGT Podcast on any podcast app. You can search for it. It's my buddy James and I. We talk TV, we talk tech, we talk news, we answer viewer questions on there. So you can find it. It's a VGT podcast once again. And I'm at NipNops TV, NipNops TV on Twitter. Just NipNops on Twitch. Upcoming streams. We stream the podcast every Tuesday. So you can watch Crocs and Hot Pockets on Sunday. And then you can come watch VGT on Tuesdays. And upcoming streams, I'm having Persona 5 starting up this week. So that is the next event.
What's your stream schedule during the week?
I generally stream almost every day, but Mondays and Saturdays.
Got it.
Mondays and Saturdays are off, but I stream almost every other day.
Okay.
Yeah. Try to keep it consistent.
For anybody interested in checking out the VGT podcast, please check out the link in chat. It looks like it links to their SoundCloud. I will also be throwing links to SoundCloud and YouTube for the podcast in the show notes of this podcast. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, be sure to check out the channel description or the podcast description and the show notes, and that stuff will be in there. So that is going to be it for the podcast tonight. Chat, thank you guys so much for hanging out. And for those of you that are listening in the future, whether it's on audio or video, thank you so much for taking the time to check the podcast out. I will see you guys next week for the episode 47 of the Crocs and Hot Pocket Show. It is going to be a free-for-all episode with the normal crew. Nice. But other than that, it's going to be a good night for us. So, Dan, give me a nice wave and a wholesome goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Oh, God.